needed a stick.
Someone did the time sign in like 6 seconds.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
Just off centre.
yeah.
Like graphic design.
That's massive.
Yeah.
That's a big catch.
It's big, it's definitely doable.
It is doable. It's quite good. The power sense we've got
so
going
down,
on.
but like the
Pretty
actual
accurate,
size of it.
like how far you get with that effort.
That was quite accurate.
Yeah, I reckon it is.
That was quite accurate. Right.
Very good, man.
That was sick.
Oh man, that would be amazing. Shit like that, man. I've never thought of doing that. You know what
That was way better than 75. That was
You're
way better
running
than
free in
75.
Waterloo.
That was impressive.
That was impressive.
Well impressive.
Do it again.
Tell you if you
Let's
want.
see.
So,
Discordians, do you know?
me and Max had a job cleaning our old primary school before professional parkour was a thing, and often at work we wanted to not do work, not do our cleaning. So it'd be like sitting at the end of the corridor, sort of playing on Doodle Jump on our phone. But we had sort of like a boss that would come around checking if we would like do our work. But there was like plenty of cleaners around, so our warning whistle for look busy was the boss is coming. So the boss will start walking down the corridor and you're at the end playing Doodle Jump, you hear a whistle and you're
Yeah, just do it, moving stuff around.
busy.
I'm busy.
And then you leave again and back
I
to
needed a
Doodle Jump.
wingman on my first job.
Yeah.
So that's where the STORROR whistle came from. And then we took it out training, you know, when you're on a roof and you know, where is everyone? And it just stopped.
That's sick.
I want there to be a button prompting game.
Oh, for that, 100%. Like, I think emotes and stuff is gonna be a whole thing. Like, you'll each have your own, like, what does thing do when he like warms up for a jump? Like, maybe like a headshot. I don't know, anything. Like, yeah, it'd be cool.
Unique thing.
So, like, how did you guys start? Like, what made you go, okay, this is what we're doing, and then this is now the craft. Like, what made that?
It was Jump London and Jump Britain, which are two Channel 4 documentaries directed by Mike Christie. They were really cool, and they were 2003 and 2005, I think. 2001 and 2005. 3 and 5. And yeah, we basically watched that as kids, and I was just blown away at that. Like, I didn't think this was possible. I thought these men were like, yeah, just looked ultimately free in their environment. And basically, just as soon as the documentary ended, I was like, climbing up the banisters of my house, trying to not touch the floor, get around my house without touching the floor, jumping from the sofa to the wall. And then I had 2 older brothers that luckily were up for it as well. So literally the next day, we just found a garage and just jumped off it, just copying what we saw in the documentary. And then at that time, there was literally 2 things on Google about parkour.
What is a parkour?
Yeah,
Google's like,
there literally wasn't a page filled, like not even a page. It was that early. We started from the very beginning.
we're going to teach kids how to jump off a building.
I guess from the very beginning of sort of like the worldwide explosion of the sport, because people have been doing it in Paris, but sort of more underground, and then once it came to the UK, it really just took off. And then
How many people would love to have started skateboarding?
I think the vibration and flow should be clear.
The skating population
and then they get skateboard. For someone who's sort of like kind of interested in parkour, if they played the game and then got into parkour and then loved it from that, that would just be
That's my dream. That is my dream.
The dream is right. So for anyone that's sort of been curious about parkour over the years, they get the game, realise they love the game, and then they start parkour in real life, and then they love parkour in real life as well. That would just be the ultimate goal, to convert sort of the maybe people into actual parkour people. So that would be.
You'll find that it does that though, because like I think one of the ways in which video games are so different to like movies and books is like the community sense, because like you don't play on your own, like you read on your own, you watch movies, you're watching it. Whereas in the game, you play together with people.
You work out together.
So like you said with your brothers, I had 2 brothers that went and we did it together. It's like if you have a group of mates, you all play in the game together. it doesn't take. It just takes one of you to say, "Oh, do you guys want to go out and actually try this?"
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you have 6, 7, 8, like 10 like kids who are now trying parkour, who are now experiencing a whole different culture and they have a community together. And it's like you have game people who now also do it in real life, and it all just like binds it together. So yeah, I think it'd be good for parkour in general, to be fair.
And yeah, hopefully they're learning sort of techniques and things and ways of the sport through the game. So when they can go outside, they can sort of hit the ground running, and then they don't have to watch too many sort of like tutorials or find someone that knows exactly what to do. They can sort of like copy and paste the game a little bit to like try and
the game.
because like this is our motion capture. Like that is your cat pass. Like, if you want a good cat pass, study the cat pass because that is a good one. Like,
It's really good.
like, there's never been a tool like this in parkour ever. Like, if we can get it like that freedom of exploration around, like, this changes the game. Like,
You know,
100%.
that's a very good point. I never really thought about it like that, but it can be used as a tool. I would love to think of this game as like it's also a tool, a glossary, or even like
Teaching parkour.
teaching parkour. And one thing I would like to do, I haven't done this yet, but I would love to discuss which one of you is like the parkour historian, because I would love to put that history into.
Without doubt, Callum.
Yeah.
Yeah, question for you.
What's your favourite move to do in the entirety of the sport?
Spotlight time.
Sticker jump is maybe up there, or if I had to pick one move, jump.
Just jump.
Just a jump. No, or a reverse vault. I do like a reverse vault, to be fair, but jumping is just when you go out training, it just ends up what you do like more often than not. Every other time you do something, it's a jump.
That's my new shit there.
More space and obstacle dependent rather than move dependent. It's not so much about the moves and tricks, it's where you put it and what you do with it.
Oh, sweet.
It's never-ending variety.
Sometimes it's like a perfect like doing a certain dimensions to a rail or like a nice wall, sticking it perfectly.
Sometimes it's with a gap in the middle. Sometimes it's sketchy. Like
It's not as easy as
technical,
saying like
physically.
a precision is easier than a double B twist or something.
Yeah.
Precision can
Because
be.
they both can be applied.
Yeah, but precision can be as hard or as easy as you want it to be, and everything in between. So,
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
To add to that is when we first met Stora and we was discussing game ideas, a big part was like taking one thing from each of the 7 members, and like they all had what they envisioned the game to be. And Max was 100%. It was like, I want competitive, something competitive. And then it was like, yeah, so what would that be? And like the idea of a chase definitely came up. Something
I think that was your very first idea. Yeah.
Just running across the map.
It'd be escaping.
Chase would be cool actually, yeah. That'd be a lot of fun.
It's so good that it's like, once you've got the actual mechanic done of how you do parkour, then the game mode is like the next layer of fun to it. It's just
Yeah, you can come up with loads of like kind of competitive online formats.
Yeah.
I think that
Slippable? I do think chase tag is too hard to do because I know BENJ. Doing chase tag in the game, I think it might be a bit hard. Because obviously, like, so from what I watch, it's quite a small arena with like the obstacles are almost like you kind of slide through rails and jump over small things. Whereas I think the chase, I think there should be a chase thing, but I think it needs to be like we want you to explore the environment a bit. So like set it in like a smaller map, but still be like, oh, you have to climb up there, like you can jump, like it's not just a 20 by 20 square, it'd be like an actual.
I guess because of like real life implications, like no one can play like chase tag in like a actual city. People get too tired and it just lasts too long. But in a game scenario, it's definitely possible to be chasing someone throughout the city, like trying to find find a team or whatever. If it's like a team of catchers versus a team of escape artists, that could be.
I think that's what would be for sure. I think it has to be the game, man.
It'd be so fun. It'd be so good. Along with speed comps and speed lines and catching, it would be so fun. You could play that all. I think I could play that all day. Play just real life, just there all day playing.
One thing as well that I think a lot of people want to see, I want to see it especially as well, is like the real life and the game like syncing together, whether that be like spots in real life and spots in game, like Dom Tomato's trick in IMAX. If we can do that, if you do that in a game, you get a certain award or something like that. Or then like if you create a line in the game, if someone does it in real life, and it's like
Should be a link up.
you'll get a certain like item in game, like whatever it is, or
That is one of the most exciting possibilities of the game, is because like in London IMAX we've got this actual real imprint of how London is. So if you could come up with something in the game, like a sequence, a line, a jump, anything, and then go into real life and actually or message it or put it online, and then someone does it in real life, having created it on the game, turning it into a real life thing, that would be so sick to see. That would be so great. I think we've absolutely nailed the game if we can make that.
yeah, for 100%.
Yeah, I'm like, excited for the possibilities of creating more things in sport.
Yeah, nah, it's wicked.
When we did the live stream for the controls, I was talking about like how Tony Hawk's was kind of in a vacuum. Like a lot of people didn't know who Tony Hawk's was, like were before the game, because like the only people that skateboarded and paid attention to the X Games and what he did, which is like incredible. But this was pre-internet, right? So no one really knew who he was, and then the game sort of pushed him into the stratosphere, and everyone wanted to skateboard because they saw, oh, you can do things other than just roll down the hill on a skateboard. Whereas I feel like with Storror, because you know, it's like it's not new, but it's like they have like taken it to a whole new level, and because they're so popular on YouTube, people know who they are, and the bridging of that community between the game and the YouTube community is something we definitely want to nail. Like we want everyone to be able to play the game, but then we want people that do parkour to play the game too, and then recognize that, you know, they're doing things and they all recognize who is and what is doing, and then maybe we'll set up some really nice sort of vintage sort of areas for parkour history, which we help you to recreate, and the people that want to relive it can relive it. And that's like just one of the examples of how we bridge those communities. Like for instance, when we was doing the motion capture and Dom Tomato just turned up and just did a freaking flip off of the ledge. Like I would love to recreate that in game. And,
it'd be cool.
You know, that's the kind of stuff I want to do. It's just there's complete crossover with the YouTube channel, with parkour as a community, and the video game community.
Yeah, that's wicked. So I'm not gonna do that.
No, I can chime in a little bit though about how the clothing lines will work, because this was a very early concept about how, like there will be a lot of cross promotion between the YouTube channel and the game. So when they have a new clothing line, we would try to get it in the game too, and then we'll have some stuff about how as you earn the stuff in game, you can how it will relate to maybe if you buy the actual physical product, it will just unlock instantly in the game. Like you'll get a coupon for the game version of the jacket, for instance, and then that will all be tied to each seasonal clothing we do. And how we do that in the grander scheme of things, like with events and stuff, we can bring back clothing lines which they've long since discontinued, and
put it in the game,
you know how that all works is I mean fashion is a big part of it.
Maybe we could have like a very rare few original Storror t-shirts that like you can get through doing something in the game, like finding like a special Easter egg within the game or something. You win like a special Storror ST. That'd be sick. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, the cross promotion between that too is that I want that, because it's like trust me, once you've mastered any game, it always ends up being fashion. Like, it doesn't matter what you play, you name the game and then you say fashion. So if it's Destiny, it's Destiny fashion. If it's Dark Souls, it's Dark Souls fashion. And like, it will be the same here. People will want to customize the character and the clothing lines they got to make themselves feel unique and stand out. So yeah, it's definitely
I think to make the separation between what it is in the game and what you can get in reality almost, you know, seamless, that would be great. I don't think there are many games that do that for real.
None really. But I don't think games are like,
between.
I don't think games have that same level of like, I don't know how to actually word it. Like the game and the real life is very like interlinked. Like they're so close to each other. Whereas like you look at COD and things, like the way your character dresses, you're not gonna walk around with a gun. Do you know what I mean? Like Fortnite, all those like the way you are and the way you dress, it has nothing to do with real life. Whereas with parkour, it's like nothing's fiction. It's all real life. So like the way your characters look, like there's nothing stopping you from putting on the clothes that you wear every day.
Yeah.
So like yeah.
And a big part of that too is that what's very important about Storror is their clothing lines are theirs. It's not like we have to approach another company to say, can you make some Storror clothing? It's their clothing.
Or even fake.
Yeah.